Oh my gosh, I'm so zoomed in. Okay, let me find a happy medium. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for coming back. My name is Norma and I'm the owner of Nomazdiary. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Money Talks episode, basically focusing on why it's important to budget. And if you haven't started budgeting, why you need to start budgeting now, like now, today. So go grab a pen and a paper, and if you have the budget planner, grab that and let's get into it. Mainly I just want you to write down notes and also just have a reflection, a self-reflection, and that will help you be able to understand why this is important to me, why giving up is not an option, why getting out of my comfort zone is going to be good for me, for my future. It's going to be a great investment for my future. The first thing that's very important when you get into your budgeting journey is to identify your distractions. Whether you've already started budgeting or you haven't started budgeting, right now I want you with your pen and paper to write down what are your distractions? What's actually preventing you from reaching your goals? And be honest with yourself. No one else is looking at your notes. No one else is there judging you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just showing you what could be the reason that you are, you're in your own way. You're blocking your own success. So write it down and have it face on, like face whatever you're going through head on. So I've got some examples over here. So online shopping apps. I used to have Superbalist on my phone, ASOS, which is a international shopping app as well, Take-A-Lot, but I've got Take-A-Lot still. I'm not really too tempted with Take-A-Lot, Uber Eats, Mr. D, all of those apps. So online shopping apps could be a distraction when you are wanting something and you're just scrolling online and you're scrolling on Superbalist and you're like, oh, there's a sale. Let me see if I can get a bag. Let me see if I can get these shoes. Let me see if I can get these clothes. Do you actually need it though? Chances are no. Yes, if you need them, definitely get them. Last week, I bought Skylar Crocs. She has grown out of her Crocs and I was waiting for a special for Crocs. They were running a massive special. I'm sure they are still running it. And I got her Crocs that usually cost like 800 Rand. They were costing 200 Rand or 99 Rand. So to me, that is saving. So there are reasons to buying something online or just buying. But sometimes there is no reason at all. You just saw something and you felt like, okay, let me just get it. It looks nice. But do you really need it? Could you be putting that money into your debt rather, into your savings rather? So it's things like that that could be your distractions, that could be the reason why you are in your own way of finding financial freedom. Number 2 is eating out. So besides Uber Eats and Mr. D, sometimes we could eat out all the time. So when I'm on my way to work, I could stop by Seattle, buy a coffee, buy a croissant, and that's already 80 Rand. After work, I could go past KFC or Debonnaise or whatever it is that that is a distraction in your life. Try and get rid of it and be like, okay, I'm only going to eat out twice a month. I'm going to pick a Friday and a Sunday of the month. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You are not missing out on anything. You are just spending a lot of money. Meanwhile, you could be putting that money on something else that could help you have a successful financial future. Number 3 is expensive habits. So have you actually realized that some of the habits that you have could be the reason why you're spending so much money and you don't know, where did my money go? Like, for example, I have a husband who smokes. How much is a pack? Question number 2. How many packs do you smoke a week? Question number 2. How much is a pack is question number 1. How many packs do you smoke in a week is question number 2. How many packs do you smoke in a month is question number 3. How much is that in total? How many packs do you smoke in a year? How much is that in total? Could you have put that money into your debt? Could you have put that money into savings or investments? So it's those kind of habits that you need to ask yourself, do I have any expensive habits? We all know expensive habits, We have different ones. Again, some people could be addicted to just shopping. Some people could be drinking all the time and smoking all the time. It's a habit. It's something that you can let go of, but it is costing you as well. So have a self-reflection, a self-realization. For me, it was coffee, as I mentioned, Seattle, Starbucks, those kind of cafes. They are my favorite, and I spend a lot of money on coffee. So I had to find a way to make myself the same coffee. Sorry, the lighting is just on and off. The sun is up and down, up and down. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully still okay with the lighting right now that you can see. So ask yourself, what is that expensive habit that you have, and then tackle that head on. Number 4 is family members and friends. This one is a bit difficult. We all do have family members that ask us for money and don't return it sometimes. Of course, if your family member returns it, then yeah, understand that you guys give each other like money and then they return it when they get paid, and when you get paid, you send them money. But there are some family members that actually suck you dry, that you just... they just know that I'm going to ask you and you're going to say yes. They're walking all over you. It's a people pleaser mentality. You need to get rid of that. And I know it sucks, but if the bank won't borrow their money, then why must you borrow their money? You must put yourself first. And also, borrowing is actually debt. You must return it. So basically, you are giving them money. Ask yourself that this money that I'm giving this family member of mine, could I actually put it away for something else? So it could be that. Sometimes it's friends that do that, but sometimes friends don't actually borrow money, lend money from you, but they say, let's go out every single weekend. Every single weekend, you have a friend that's like, let's go out, and then you end up spending so much money. You look back at the end of the month and you spent so much money on going out when you could have went out maybe twice a month or once a month. Pick one Friday in the whole month, and the other Fridays I'm working on my side hustle, I'm making money, I'm prioritizing my family or whatever it is. But you don't have to go out every single Saturday, every single Friday or whatever it is and spend a lot of money. So you have to ask yourself, do I have a friend or friends that put me in that situation? They're your distractions to your financial future. And then not cut them off, but start making boundaries, start putting boundaries. And if it's your real friends, they're going to respect that and understand why you are making that decision. Okay, so those are distractions that you can have a look at and identify. There's so many other distractions as well. I just mentioned a few. Number 2 is to have financial clarity. So obviously, when you are budgeting is a great way of having a clear understanding of where my money is going and how much is coming in. So if I had to ask you now, how much is your income? How much is it after tax? How much went to tax? So just basically having an idea, a clear understanding of how much do I earn. So that is great for you to know. Do you have one income? Do you have 2 incomes? Is your income enough? So that's another thing. How do you know if your income is enough? Is by writing down your income and then write down all your expenses, all your bills, all your debts, your minimum payments, basically every single thing that you spend your money on in a month. Write it down and then take that and subtract the total from the income. So for example, if you get paid $20,000 a month, but your bills are $23,000 a month, that means you are living above your means. Where's the other $3,000 coming from? Where is it coming from? Like, some of you actually don't know. How did I make it? Chances are you borrowed money through a credit card. You borrowed from your mom, from a friend, from someone, and then at the end of next month, you're already owing someone, whether it's a credit card, whether you used a Woolies card, you know, those shopping cards that you end up accumulating debt on, or whatever it is. So ask yourself, where is the money coming from if I'm spending more than I earn? Obviously, if you're spending less than you earn, then you are living below your means, which is great. but where is the money going that is left? So that remaining amount. So if your income is 20,000 and your bills are 18,000, where is the other 2,000 Rand going? Where's it going? Could it be going to those habits that we spoke about in the previous slide? Could it be going to debt? Could it be going to savings? What are you doing with the remaining amount after you pay your bills and your expenses? Whatever is remaining, what are you doing with it? So write that down, have a reflection, ask yourself those kind of questions, and then start making decisions that are going to help you have a successful future with your budget. Number 3 is to create a debt reduction plan. This is obviously for people who do have debt. Like me, if you have debt, start working on a way to reduce the amount of debt that you have, because remember, as I've said in a previous video, that you cannot create wealth when you have a lot of debt. So a lot of debt is the one way to hinder your success, to stop you from creating wealth. You are getting in your own way by not reducing your debt. So work on a debt reduction plan. Number 4 is to set financial goals. So if I had to ask you, what is your goal income? Don't just think of a number right now. Don't just say, my goal income is 100,000 a month. That is a great amount of money. But if you look at your bills right now and your savings goals and how much you want to pay off debt, calculate all of that. Chances are your goal income is just 40,000, not 100,000. Now you ask yourself, how can I do that? How can I add an extra income? Okay, I'm getting paid 20,000 a month. How can I make another 20,000 on top? I've got a video talking about different ways to increase your income, but I'm also got a Cornerstone Club that I've created. You can see the join button at the bottom, where we're going to be talking about building a brand. Now, this is for people who want to build a brand and want to start a business, not for people who just want quick fixes and how to make 500 today and how to fill in a certain survey to make money just for today. I'm talking about someone who wants to create wealth. For example, I have done that for myself. I get paid. I've got, I think, 5 streams of income. So I've got a full-time income. I've got Nomazdiary. I've got Google AdSense. I've got YouTube. I've got Etsy, like different types of incomes that is so important to have. And in total, that creates a nice way of living the lifestyle that I dream of for me, for my family, for my daughter. So you have to ask yourself that, okay, this is what I want, and how can I do this? If you're wanting quick fixes, then that's fine. But if you're wanting to build a brand, you can join my Cornerstone. We are starting at the end of this month, where I'm going to start distributing templates, PDFs and stuff like that to help my students build a brand. And everything that I learn, I will share with them, and also how to use things like Shopify and things like that. It's all going to be in the Cornerstone Club. So set your financial goals and start working towards them. So ask yourself, what is your goal? If you are wanting a quick fix, if you're just wanting to make 2,000 right now, then go and see on TikTok. There's a lot of videos of people showing you like how to make money like right now. And I don't know if it's going to last in the long run, but you never know, but again, if you're wanting to build a brand, there's so many YouTube channels talking about it, but also I have my own little club where I'm going to be teaching my students. And if you like my way of teaching and explaining and going into detail, then maybe I am your person. Okay, so number 3 that you need to focus on while you are trying to budget and make your money work well for you is creating a debt reduction plan. Again, once you reduce your debt, you're going to start having more money because now you've paid off your car, you've paid off your phone, you paid off your loan, and now all those minimum payments that you are paying every single month are actually money that is there in your income. But obviously you're going to set goals for them so that you're not spending them recklessly. So a debt reduction plan is basically being able to pay off your debt quicker than expected, quicker than what the bank told you or whoever you borrowed your money from. How do you do that? Firstly is by having a debt tracker. So being able to track your debt. This is how much I owe. This is my minimum payment. Out of my minimum payments, this is how much is going into interest. This is how much is actually going into this loan. So how can I pay extra so that I pay more this month and not what the bank wants me to pay? So for example, if your loan is like 50,000 Rand and they deduct 2,000 Rand from you and interest is 1,300 Rand, it means only 700 Rand is going into the loan. So how long will it take you to pay off that loan? Now you know, okay, so I need to pay an extra 1,000 from my budgets that we looked at the previous slide so that I'm paying off this loan quicker than expected. I've got another bonus coming in December. Okay, let me have a look at my tracker. And if I add the 20,000, I do have a tracker as well that you can use. It's called the Ultimate Budget Spreadsheet. I love it. A lot of people who purchase love it, where you can play around and have a look. How can you pay off your debt quickly? So you can add the bonuses. Okay, I'm getting a bonus. This is how much I'll add. This is how much I will have left. And this is when I will be debt free. That is very important to also know and be aware of. Again, it creates just that awareness with your finances. So there's obviously two popular methods of paying off your debt that makes sense. So the snowball method or the avalanche method. Snowball method is paying off the debt with the smallest balance first. So if you look at all your debts, when you write down your debt snapshot, have a look at which debt has the smallest amount first and then pay that one off and then go to the next one using that next one's minimum payment, extra payment, plus the other debt payments. So I've got a whole video if you buy the spreadsheet that shows you and talks about that as well. If you want to go with the avalanche method, you're paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. That is my favorite method, just because I calculate how much interest I would pay if I just pay the minimum payment on this debt. And the one with the highest interest rates, I end up paying way more than what I borrowed. And I'm like, no, this is not for me. So I use the avalanche method, but again, you have to go with what works for you. And also learning how to increase your income. Again, we just spoke about that on the previous video, but learning how to increase your income will help you have more money to put into your debt. Once you start increasing your income because you want to pay off your debt, remember that money is going to your debt. So Nomazdiary, I have not made that much profit that I am spoiling myself. I am buying this car, I'm living this life. All my profits, most of my profits go to my debts because I want to be debt free. And then after that, profit will be for Norma to invest and spoil herself. Now, I do have savings. I do also have investments, but my main priority with my husband is to pay off debt and be debt free. We hate that we have debt. So if you know that you also hate that you have debt, start making decisions today that are going to help you have a better future with your finances. And then the last one is to set your financial goals. So ask yourself, what is your financial goals? The very important goal that a lot of people do, a very popular one, is to create an emergency fund for a rainy day, whatever people call it. Basically, what you do is you ask yourself that, how much are my bills? Again, if your bills are 23,000 Rand, then create an emergency fund of 23,000 Rand. Then you have a month ahead of bills saved, just in case anything happens. What I like to do is accumulate that. So then I have 2 months of bills ahead saved, 3 months of bills ahead saved, 4 months of bills ahead saved. What I started with, and you all know, is I started with saving just rent. So now I have 1 month of rent ahead saved. So now I'm going to try and reach my bills month ahead saved and then accumulate from there. Another thing that you can do is ask yourself, how much do I get paid? Let's say, for example, you get paid 15,000 Rand, then try and save 15,000 Rand as your emergency fund. Then you have an income month ahead saved. 2 months of income month ahead saved, 3 months of income month ahead saved. Whatever your income is, you know you have 6 months of your income saved. Okay, so that is an emergency fund. Just in case anything had to happen, you know you've got 6 months of income saved that you'll keep taking 15 while you're trying to find another job. Okay, another way Another financial goal could be if you want to purchase maybe something large like a house, a car, something quite expensive. Want to start a business that needs money as well. So those kind of goals, now you know, okay, I want to start a business where I sell baby clothes. But to get the stock, I've already done my research. I've searched on Alibaba, Google, wherever it is. And now I know that in order to get the first batch of stock, I need 10,000 Rand. So then that's not large, but you know what I'm trying to say, it's usually way more when you're starting a business, because it's not just the stock, so it's not just the budget planners and the budget binders and the zip envelopes, it's also Shopify, it's also the emailing list, it's also the marketing, you know, Canva, all of these things, FedEx, customs, all of these little payments that people don't talk about. Again, Cornerstone Club, I'm not promoting it, it's just what it is. It's there, and I'm going to be sharing all this information starting from the 1st of August. We're going to like it's like enrollment. We're going to go from there. But you need to have an understanding of all of this information if you want to start a business, and then you know how much you need. So for me personally, I went and took a loan because I didn't have anyone else to borrow me money, and I didn't have that kind of money with me. So I've paid off that loan, and I took you with me on that journey. But you need to also, you don't have to take a loan. You can plan for the future. You can save that 50,000 Rand loan that I took, and save the 50,000 Rand, and then just take a plunge and be like, January, I'm going to have my 50,000 Rand and I'm going to start my business in January. You can do that as well. For me, the demand was getting too much. Everyone was DMing me on TikTok and wanting this planner that I'm using and wanting these binders that I'm using, that I had to go get money so that I can just get the stock. And, you know, I just had to trust my gut. You know, I have faith in my business. My husband had faith in this business. He was like, just do it. And I prayed about it, and I'm so glad I did it. So you also have to just decide, with the large purchase that you want to make, do you want to use debt or do you want to save for it in the future? So setting that goal and knowing what you need to do. For example, with the car, when I bought my car, I put a deposit of 70,000 Rand in the car. I planned for it. So I wanted to see if I was going to be able to pay off installments, because prior to buying the car that I had already had a car that was fully paid for. So getting a brand new car, now I have to pay for every single month. Can I actually afford it? The fact that you can qualify for a car doesn't mean you can afford a car. So I had to ask myself, can I afford this car? So I started saving every single month the installments that the car will cost me, up until I got to like 70K, and then used that money to deposit the car. So large purchases need a plan. Also, another savings goal is a maintenance fund. Again, we just spoke about a car, so being able to have a vehicle maintenance fund or a home maintenance fund. If a geyser had to explode right now, do you have the money to pay for it? If you had to change your gates, maybe you need a new gate with a remote control. Do you have money to sort that out? And if the gate is now not working because something is going on with that battery thing that it uses, don't know. I'm just making an example with some hidden cost that could cost you, and you end up having to use a credit card, you end up having to use your savings or money that you didn't plan for because you didn't set goals for the future. And lastly, just having a peaceful life. So you are able to create a life of peace just by managing your finances. That is the most important thing to me. I don't want financial stress. You know that. I've said that before. This is why I've put over 200,000 Rand this year of paying off my debt. And I'm so close to being debt free. And I cannot wait to say, guys, I am debt free. I cannot wait for that. That is my goal. Like, I want a peaceful life. I want a peaceful life. I don't want the stress of not having enough money, of living paycheck to paycheck, of owing someone. I don't want that. And this is why I make these decisions. This is why I focus so much on my financial wellness. Financial wellness lifestyle is what Nomazdiary focuses on, to help anyone who is struggling financially, who is living paycheck to paycheck, who is struggling to manage their debts, who doesn't know how to budget. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you where to invest and what to do with your building your portfolio and things like that. But I'm going to teach you how to live a peaceful life day to day. Not just what you do on your payday. On your payday, you transfer a certain amount onto your portfolio so that it builds your investments. Do that research. Go see a financial advisor. They will help you with that. But I'm going to teach you how to make sure every single day you are making a decision that is not going to put you into debt. You are making a decision that is going to give you peace. You are not going to be thinking, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay for my children's school fees? How am I going to get food tomorrow? How am I going to get to work because I don't even have petrol or transportation money? I owe someone. How am I going to pay them back? I want you to have a good sleep at night, because you know that all your bills are paid, your debts are sorted, your savings are good to go, and now you just need to build your investments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you all the best, but I will be back with another video. Bye. So let's start the video. So the first thing that is important for financial distractions. Okay, gosh. Okay, go.